Most people have it completely wrong. They think suicide is about wanting to die, but after decades of research, psychologists discovered something that changes everything. Most people don't want to die. They want the pain to stop. And that one distinction, that single shift in understanding, could be the difference between noticing someone who's struggling and completely missing them. So let's talk about what's actually happening inside someone's mind and how to recognize it before it's too late. Meet Alex. You'd like Alex. He's funny. He replies to texts. He shows up to work. He laughs at your jokes. If you spent 5 minutes with him, you'd say, yeah, he's fine. And that's exactly the problem, because Alex isn't fine. And nobody knows. Here's what most people don't understand about psychological pain. It doesn't look like the movies. There's no dramatic breakdown in the rain, no obvious cry for help. In fact, the people carrying the heaviest pain are often the ones who've gotten the best at hiding it. They've had practice. And while a broken arm gets a cast, a broken mind gets silence. Nobody asks. Nobody notices. Life just keeps moving until one day it doesn't. So what does it actually look like? It starts subtle, almost invisible. Someone who used to text you first stops initiating. Someone who used to say yes starts saying maybe next time. Someone who used to be present is still physically there, but somehow gone. Psychologists call this withdrawal, and it's one of the earliest warning signs. But here's the cruel part. Isolation creates more isolation. The more disconnected someone feels, the harder it becomes to reach out. The harder it becomes to reach out, the more alone they feel. It's a loop, and it tightens quietly, invisibly, every single day. Now here's where it gets psychological. When emotional pain becomes overwhelming, something happens to the brain. Psychologists call it cognitive constriction. Normally, when you face a problem, your mind scans for options, solutions, different possible futures. But intense, prolonged pain shrinks that scanning. The future stops looking wide open. It starts looking like a wall. Not because there are no options, but because pain changes what you can see. Think about the last time you were extremely stressed. Your thinking narrowed. You couldn't see past the problem right in front of you. Now imagine that feeling for months with no end in sight. That's not weakness. That's what pain does to a human brain. And then there's something even harder to talk about. Shame. Not guilt, shame. Guilt says, I did something wrong. Shame says, I am something wrong. That difference is everything, because when someone starts believing they themselves are the problem, not their circumstances, not their pain, they stop reaching out. They convince themselves nobody would understand, or worse, that nobody would care. And here's the devastating truth. Those beliefs feel completely real, but feelings and facts are not the same thing. Pain lies, and it lies convincingly. Now let's talk about the biggest mistake people make. Most of us are terrified to ask someone directly, are you thinking about suicide? We don't want to plant the idea, but research says the opposite is true. Asking doesn't create the thought. It creates permission to finally speak it out loud. Imagine carrying the heaviest secret of your life, terrified to tell anyone, and then someone looks you in the eye, not while checking their phone, not casually, but really looks at you and asks, hey, are you actually okay? For some people, that moment is the first breath they've taken in months. But here's where most people mess up, even the ones who ask. When someone finally opens up, the instinct is to fix it. It'll get better. You have so much to live for. Try to stay positive. The intention is good. The impact often isn't, because people in crisis don't need solutions first. They need to feel like someone finally gets it. Imagine describing the worst experience of your life and watching someone nod and immediately try to talk you out of it. Now imagine someone just listening. No advice, no silver lining, no judgment, just presence. That's not doing nothing. That might be the most important thing you ever do for someone. Here's what the warning signs actually look like in real life, because they're rarely dramatic. A slow loss of interest in things they used to love, talking about being a burden to the people around them, unusual calm after a long period of visible distress, which can actually mean a decision has been made, giving away things that matter to them, saying goodbyes that feel slightly off, too sincere, too final. Individually, you might brush them off. Together, they tell a different story. Now, back to Alex. Remember him? Still texting back, still showing up, still laughing at your jokes. Imagine one person in his life noticed something was slightly off. Not dramatically off, just different. And instead of assuming he was busy, they asked. Not, you good? While walking past, but actually asked, and actually waited for the answer. Research consistently shows that social connection is one of the most powerful protective factors against suicide. Not therapy, not medication. A human being who noticed, who stayed. You don't need a psychology degree. You don't need perfect words. You don't need to fix anything. You just need to notice, ask, listen, Stay, because here's the thing about a conversation that feels small to you. It might be the one they remember for the rest of their life. And rest of their life, because of you, might be a lot longer than it would have been. If you or someone you know is struggling, please reach out to a mental health professional or a crisis helpline in your country. You don't have to carry it alone.